go over the top of that with a 2 to 6 mid aggregate, and then we'll just finish off through with the resin on its own. There's a couple of key points we need to consider when we're mixing the L271 resin. The resin has got a considerable amount of charge, so that's like little particles of aggregate. Those particles of aggregate will sink to the bottom during transportation and storage. So we need to lift those. It's important that we lift those charges off the bottom of the tin. So a couple of points. Number one is you need to make sure we've got adequate mixing equipment. For this we need to have a minimum of an 18-volt mixing drill with 120mm diameter mixing whisk. Ideally you need an electric powered 110-volt two-handheld mixing whisk, and then you need to whisk the resin adequately to lift it up, and then push around with a mixing stick like this to make sure you've got all those solids off the bottom of the tin. As we move forward, we're going to be adding the aggregate into the mix. So there's a 3-stage process to the mix. So there's freshening the resin up, add the aggregate, add the peroxide. Keep mixing until all the aggregate, there's no sign of dry aggregate on the surface. Once the aggregate has been mixed, it's now time to add the peroxide. We recommend pouring the 3 sachets of peroxide into a plastic bucket or plastic jug like this. That way we can then control the smooth distribution of peroxide into the mix as we keep mixing. Once you've added the peroxide, another key point to remember is to mix it for a minimum of 2 minutes. Wash off the whisk just immediately after whisking, because the material will cure on the tools extremely quickly. You now have a relatively short pot life. It's important that the area you're going to be applying this is well prepared, so you can take the material and apply straight away.